All right,
It's
we are going to move on to share with you Saturday. This was our listen, learn, lean, love.
I like
And
that.
you are listening with Rock from the Heart. You're doing this with all organizations, but you're learning information from Think Aorta. You're leaning on other individuals with Aortic Hope, and everything just equals love. It's all about community collaboration, and creating awareness is a cornerstone of Aortic Hope. This doesn't just mean awareness of aortic disease, but it also is awareness of what's going on within the community and the organizations that are available to you. And 501c3 charitable organizations are run by the generous donations from others, and your donations are tax deductible. This means that some or all of your donations are used to fund the organization's initiatives. And one of the things that's not listed is on here is in this community, you have to recognize a lot of people that work in these or volunteer with these 501c3 organizations are patients or caregivers themselves. So we're doing this while living in this world ourselves. And Aortic Hope is a 501c3, and we actually use 100% of the donations towards our initiatives within the community. We have an open page that's on Facebook, but also we have a closed private forum that welcomes anyone. There's also a closed private forum for caregivers only, so we do vet that. And there's also one that's our grief page for any individual that's lost a family member or loved one to aortic disease. And with us, every board member, every director, every administrator that volunteers their time, and no one here receives a salary. But again, all of us have aortic disease. So I think that's important to mention. But there's also other 501c3 organizations and Facebook groups and Facebook pages, and they provide a lot of insightful conversation pertaining to aortic disease. They help answer questions, provide information, what's going on within the community, and offer support to other people. And there's a few that work hard to offer an outlet for creativity as well, to just take your mind completely off of aortic disease and just escape that. So, um, listen, learn, lean, and love. That's what community collaboration is all about. And you're going to find a variety of ways to feel educated and supported through the efforts of Aortic Hope, Rock from the Heart, and Think Aorta US. And there is a link to some, but not all, of the communities that exist in Facebook, the communities that are on websites, and there's a list of all of the things that Aortic Hope does within the community. But more importantly, we get down to the list of the organizations that we participate with, that are related to us, and including those that are nonprofit organizations. And I think this is a great time to kind of segue into Amy talking about uh, Rock from the Heart and some of the events that are coming up just now this weekend.
Yes, well, just in time for winter's return will
Right.
be our post Snowmageddon event on Friday. Is the annual. It's this is I believe the 50th, 2019, 20, 21, 22. Yes, our fifth aortic health symposium that's going to be in Minneapolis on Friday. We have speakers from 1 to 6. We've got a phenomenal speaker lineup this year, and then that's followed by a cocktail reception and a dinner where people have time to connect. We learned that not everybody can, physically or logistically get to our events, so we've always live streamed the event. So you can register to watch the live stream. That will be that. Actually, Josh, who's here, will be helping us kind of drive that bus a little bit to make sure that we have that, and then it also gets recorded. So what we like to do is know that the education is so important that we will take that video, we'll break it up into individual topics, and post it on our YouTube channel post event. So you've got several opportunities to get that education. Either come to Minneapolis and attend live, which we would love. You can watch it on our YouTube channel, and please subscribe and hit the like our page as well, and or watch it after the fact. What we do, the first year we did this, it was really going to be just a small music event. But we went big, and then we met Karen and some other people that were coming from out of state. And we said, if they're going to come all this way to Minnesota in February, let's make it a 2-day event. And that's when the education piece was added. But this Saturday will be the concert with Rick Springfield we got this year. Pete would tell you that he goes, we do the music to get people's attention, to get them in the room, and then they're going to walk out of there with a newfound knowledge of the importance of talking to their doctor about their heart health and getting their aorta checked, knowing their family history, understanding that if they've had people that have passed away suddenly from the quote unquote massive heart attack, in many cases that perhaps was not. And that's something I think all of our organizations are really focusing on is let's get the awareness, let's put the words aortic disease on the map. I
Mhm.
still run into people daily. They have no idea. They've never heard of aortic stenosis. They haven't heard of an aortic aneurysm. And then they'll say that they've lost, their dad, their uncle, their brothers suddenly to something heart. But they have no idea that this could have been something in there that could have been the cause of that. So it's really taking all this knowledge we have together, bringing people together for a weekend of events, and then continuing with that momentum to share the awareness and the education message because knowledge is powerful when it comes to your health. Knowledge is power. And
And
Karen, you've been to a few of these events.
yeah, I can't believe this is number 5, and I've been
Number
to
5.
2. I think I've been to 2. Maybe I've been to 3. Maybe I did see Night Ranger twice. I did, and then Grand Funk. Yeah, maybe this is my 3rd or my 4th. I can't remember now.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
know I
there was
missed
the virtual one during COVID. I know you were
right,
that. You were here the
2020.
first year, you were here last year for Grand Funk, and then you watched some of the virtual one in
Right,
2021.
2020. That's what it was.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah, 2020.
yep.
But you hit the nail on the head. When you think about how many people have high blood pressure, everybody's heard of high blood pressure. Everybody knows about that, but what they don't realize is the effects of continuous high blood pressure on their aorta. But they know about something like that, but they don't know this. They know about brain aneurysms, but they don't know that that does not mean that you can't develop an aortic aneurysm. Vessels are vessels. They know about stroke and cancer and diabetes, but they don't realize that that potentially could lead you to end up having an aneurysm. So few people ever heard of bicuspid valve. Usually they've never heard of it until it happens to them and they find out they have it. So it's interesting, and you are right. The words aortic disease need to be more on the map. We're going to be doing a push to get these proclamations across the United States as much as possible. That we acknowledge September 19th as Aortic Disease Awareness Day. It used to be Aortic Dissection Awareness Day, and we have since changed that to have it be all encompassing of valve and aneurysms, and just have those two words, aortic disease, really be in the forefront of someone's mind. And that's the efforts of Think Aorta with their Think Aorta, Think Family campaign. So we're hoping one day it's think, fill in the blank, think family. Can be any of the things we've already mentioned. And so what I love that you do is it's just so what a great way to bring people together. Who's not going to be happy coming together over music? It's so fun. Even if you don't think you know some songs, you do know songs. And even if you don't, you can be entertained by watching other people act crazy singing the songs because it's so entertaining. So yeah, and you put on a great event, and I love watching Pete and his band perform, and how thrilling that they get to open for these acts. It's just so wonderful, and the education part is great as well. I mean, I'm always learning something, and I love when I can take away something from every event that I watch
Yep.
or I'm part of. So
Yep.
I'm
And
so
I know for
excited.
Pete, for him being able to be up there playing his drums for
Right.
these people, it's like it's that visual. It's like, look at this is what survivors. This is what survival is. This
That's
is
right.
what your life can be like after heart surgery, after
Right.
aneurysm repair, after you get a new valve.
Yeah.
That the life doesn't end it because that's all we saw when he was
Mm.
diagnosed in his 2 years. I mean, our organizations didn't exist when he was diagnosed in 2015, and
Yeah.
everything you found was the doom and gloom. So,
Hmm.
Rock from the Heart is as much a feeling as it is an event where
Yep.
people will walk out of there going, "Now I understand. I'm not alone. These are my people," and they walk out with hope. And
Right.
it's been so successful that we started in Minneapolis in 2019. We expanded and added a second event in Fargo last year that was very well received, and a third location in 2023. We're coming to Baltimore to see Karen.
Exciting. Can't wait. And we'll see what happens. Exciting stuff could be happening on the horizon. So it is. It's wonderful. And we're excited to be able to host you and excited to participate in just a couple days. So yeah.
Yep, yep. So please,
Snowmageddon.
Yep, I know that Josh was going to put up, the link to
Hmm.
register for that. It's really important for us for future funding to understand, the people that are actually participating and watching that. So while you could just go to our website and watch it, please go and at least register on the website to watch the virtual symposium if you're going to watch that way, so that we can just, keep track and know, and plus so we can send you a random act of kindness and say thank you for being a part of it.
And it's crazy when I think about all those people that are going to be in that auditorium. It's pretty close to, if not equal to, a double digit percentage of people that have an aneurysm, at about 4 to 4.5 that are in there that night, that moment. And there's a single percentage of those people that probably are very close, if not there, to needing to have surgery, and they don't even know.
They
And
don't even
that's
know.
crazy, because aortic dissection is so incredibly rare, but aortic disease, not so much, not so much. So it's great that, I think, didn't you leave QR codes on the seats? Didn't you have that,
Yes. Yep.
something there? So there's ways that even just the general public that are coming to see Rick, because if they're going to have an opportunity to learn about this as well, and start asking those questions about their medical histories and determining if they're potentially at risk. And that's the whole key, is to figure out who might be at risk, get those individuals identified, and then they can start receiving support and attending symposiums and concerts of their own in their own cities, hopefully. So it just spreads and it continues to bring the awareness, which I love. It's great. Maybe we'll be out in sunny California one day.
Yes. Come
We're
In
on.
Molly's
February.
territory.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need a
Yes.
February in California. My goodness gracious. Snowmageddon. You're right. Hasn't snowed, and now it's going to be snowing. Break out boots. I'll do anything for Rick, so it's fine. And you, of course.
Hold on
All
one
right.
second. Hold on
Let's,
one
as we're
second.
talking about, this is a great segue right into Share With You Sunday, which was
Hold on.
all about. Oh yeah, sorry.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Hold on. So Mike Sylvester chimes in and says that he's been to all 5.
Huh?
And he's got VIP tickets coming up for this weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing you, Mike. Can't wait. Been a year. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Even
All right.
Fargo
Yeah.
in between ground blizzards, Mike made it last year. Yeah.
I'll get out to Fargo one day. Never been there. I don't know if it'll be. Well, you moved it now to May, so that's doable.
Yeah.
Fargo in February. I don't know.